What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another NBA High Five video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're going to love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway I do every single week on this channel. Appreciate you guys for joining me as always. Run them likes up, baby. Thank you for joining me. It is Friday. All right, and we have a nice little, what is this? 8 games? Yeah, 8 games that we got on the slate for today. I'm excited for it, man. I've been breaking this down. I woke up early this morning. I've been looking at this shit from like 6:30 Central. So I've got about 3 hours into it so far, and I really like this slate, man. And I really like some spots that I'm hoping will be low owned and fly under the radar, but are some of the best spots that you can ask for on this slate today. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. So my first thought process here on this slate is that I haven't felt much of a need to spend up in the 10K range or upper 9K range. You know what I mean? I've kind of been the balanced-ish approach with I do have some studs, but kind of more of a balanced approach on this slate so far. All right, so with that being said, let's get straight to it. At point guard, one of the guys I really like today is going to be De'Aaron Fox. Now, the Lakers have struggled so bad versus guards this year. Point guard has really been destroying the Lakers, giving up a ton of fantasy points. They're giving up I believe, the highest field goal percent out of any team in the league versus point guards. They're just giving it up. And De'Aaron Fox is the one who takes the most shots. He averages 21 shots on average per game. He's got the highest usage on this team. Everything shows us that De'Aaron Fox is in a beautiful position. Now, at the end of the day, if you round him up, you can round him up to 9K, and I still feel good for 45. So I still feel good for the 5X at least. I don't love that he's 8.6. I wish we were getting him at like 8K or like upper sevens, but I mean, that just is what it is. De'Aaron Fox has 50-point upside today, and he is in a very, very, very beneficial spot against the Lakers today in up-tempo matchup. Just a great spot for De'Aaron Fox to really show out here in this one. Like I said, the field goal percentage up. The Lakers are just giving point guards anything they want. And De'Aaron Fox has the highest usage on this team, takes the most shots on this team. So what does that mean? That means most likely De'Aaron Fox is going to have some success here in this one. So not only is the fantasy points per game high for the Lakers against point guards, but just every category you look at, they're just struggling. So De'Aaron Fox is in a beautiful position today. I do like him and Sabonis. Sabonis is also in a good matchup. I do side with De'Aaron Fox, though, because Sabonis his usage hasn't been where we're used to seeing him. His usage this year so far is not too crazy. He's only taken like 12 shots a game. You wish that his usage was higher. So because of that, I'm going with the guy who's going to take more shots and just have more opportunity in his matchup in this one. It's De'Aaron Fox for me. I really like him at point guard today, and I do believe he's probably going to have some lowish ownership in a game that should stay competitive and should be fairly high scoring. At shooting guard, I'm going to roll with my man Devin Vassell. This is another situation where, look, we're going to have some Milwaukee, right? It's about picking the right Milwaukee. Their prices have adjusted a bit from some of these guys. Like we had Javon Carter drop 60 something at 3.9 the other day and smash the slate. We're not getting that again today. Okay, so the prices, DK knew that Giannis and Drew were going to be out in this one, so the prices are kind of factored in. But we're still going to have some Milwaukee exposure, and I'm going to talk about them in a second. Because of that, I like getting some San Antonio on the other side. Now, I like Vassell and I like Keldon Johnson. They're both fine. Vassell is shooting guard only, so it kind of depends on your roster construction. If you're stuck and you're landing on that 7K range for forward and you don't know what to do, Keldon Johnson's the move. But Devin Vassell is the guy that I prefer here. Vassell's taking a ton of shots per game. He has a solid usage. And the thing is here is that Milwaukee is giving up the most field goal attempts. They're giving up the most shot attempts to shooting guards in the entire league, which is incredibly interesting because if that's the case and that continues, then Vassell is expected to take a ton of shots here. And with him taking a ton of shots here, more than likely with that opportunity, it's going to turn out to work out well. So Devin Vassell, like I said, he's been averaging over 20 shots a game. That's what I really love about him. He's taking shots, okay, and that's all about that opportunity. He's got big upside. He's got really good usage, taking a ton of shots against a team giving up the most shots to the position. Devin Vassell is in a fantastic spot here at home in San Antonio. I really like him under 7K. I really, really do, because if you round him up to 7K, you guys know how I like to quickly just do the math in my head. I round the player up and I kind of find where the 5x would be. That's 35. I have him projected almost 40. So yeah, I feel really good about the 5x, and he has definite 6-7K X upside. All right, so I like Devin Vassell a lot. At small forward, I really like Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown is a sneaky-ish play here, guys, because he's 8'2". He's a star that can drop 50s. We already know that. Okay, he's done that already this season. He is going to get you around 45 or more on most occasions, especially if the matchup is good. And this matchup against Denver is good. Okay, they want again, like I've been talking about, the opportunity, right? And it's all about opportunity in DFS, because at the end of the day, all of these guys are NBA players. Even the bench players on these teams would beat you without you scoring. Okay? They would beat all of us listening, or me even. You know what I mean? And I'm a solid basketball player. They would score on me, and I wouldn't be able to score, even the bench players. That's how good these guys are. So at the end of the day, opportunity is just key. That goes down to minutes. That comes down to how many shots they take on average. Because, look, the more shots they take, the more they'll make most times. You're going to have times where guys just have off shooting nights, and you just, you scratch those up as it just is what it is. It just wasn't my night that night. But it's all about opportunity, man. These guys, the more opportunity they get, the more they shine. Jaylen Brown is taking a ton of shots, has a ton of usage. Him and Jason Tatum both have over 30% usage rates. They both take over 20 shots. So this is a fantastic spot here. And once again, opportunity. Denver's giving up a ton of shot attempts to shooting guards. They also are giving up a solid shooting percentage to shooting guards. That just equals out to Jaylen Brown having a solid game here, man. He's going to play mid-30s minutes. He could even scratch the 40 minutes if it's a close game. Which it should be a closest game. He's at home in Boston. It's just a very solid spot for a guy at 8'2". 8'2" feels too cheap. He hasn't been this cheap since against Chicago November 4th. Okay, on November 4th he was 8'2". He rose up to 8'5", 8'4", 8'4", and he's been hitting value at those prices. So I like this. I honestly believe that he is, even if he was at 9K, you could round him all the way up to 9K. I feel pretty good about 45 or close to 45. So he has huge upside, as we know, and the situation just really screams to me Jaylen Brown could have a huge game here in this matchup. Whereas Tatum maybe struggles a little bit with the defense down low, Jaylen Brown could definitely have some good opportunities here. Now, when it comes to the Milwaukee, one of the guys I'll be recommending to you guys is Brook Lopez. Now, San Antonio has struggled bad against bigs. If you look at this last game, it's the first game of the year where Drew and Giannis missed. Okay? And let me go ahead and put the other guy in here because this shouldn't be too much of a surprise. I know his price bumped up, and I'm not just playing him because he smashed for us last time at 3.9. Okay, I understand his price adjusted, but you got to understand it's once again the opportunity situation. Javon Carter had over a 30% usage rate in this game. It was the first game that we had with no Drew, no Giannis. So it was the first game to get a full idea of how this offense is going to run and who it's going to run through. Javon Carter took a ton of shots. Okay, he took majority of the shots on the team. He had the highest usage on the team by a good bit, 30%. The next highest is, I believe, Brook Lopez at 24%. Brook Lopez and Javon Carter are my two Milwaukee options. San Antonio has been a bad defense this year. They're giving a lot up to every position, really, so anybody's in play. Milwaukee's definitely a team you can get a ton of exposure to once again because of the matchup against the Spurs being fantastic. But when you look at this, man, I mean, the matchup just really shines for Brook Lopez and Javon Carter in this one. Brook Lopez at 6'3", had the second highest usage on the team, took the second most shots on the team. Just opportunity is there for him. I really love Brook again. I think he could drop over 40 for sure. Once again, Javon Carter at 5'3", he's still just too cheap. I mean, I'm expecting 30 out of him. That's damn near 6x already. And I haven't projected even way higher than that. So I love Javon Carter. He's in a fantastic spot once again, and I'm definitely going to get some exposure. Because, look, like I said, it is just one game, yes. But not only is this matchup beneficial for these guys, but when you look at that game with Drew and Giannis out, it gives you a good idea of how this offense will run. And Javon Carter and Brook Lopez were the guys. Now you're gonna have a Bobby Portis breakout game here soon, and I do like Bobby Portis. Don't get me wrong. I definitely like Bobby Portis, but he is 7K, and his usage was kind of and he didn't really take a ton of shots, and it's just kind of eh. There are other spots to watch on this. If Chris Paul misses, Devin Booker's gonna get a bump. Cameron Payne's gonna get a bump, and I'll play Cameron Payne just because we got the same name. You know what I'm saying? So look, at the end of the day, there's definitely spots you need to keep an eye on. But as of right now, I really like the spots that we have. They're all really in beneficial positions. They're all really big key parts of their teams. De'Aaron Fox, Devin Vassell, Jaylen Brown, Brook Lopez, and Javon Carter is the high five. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Go get that money tonight. GreenlightDFS.com. Join the squad, baby. We're going for 3 days in a row. We haven't missed a prize picks once again. We go on these little spurts where we just destroy prize picks at times. And it's been crazy. Last couple of days we haven't missed one, so excited to keep that flow going. I've really been limiting my amount of plays. Like, I'm not worrying about how many plays I'm giving. I'm worrying more about the quality and how confident I am in those, instead of trying to force in a bunch of them. Look, if I only like 2 plays, I'm only giving 2 plays. It's all about making the profit there. You know what I'm saying? If I only like, 3, 4 plays, that's all I'm gonna give. It's not like I'm gonna force 10 plays out. There's no reason for that. The more plays you have, the more chance you have to not make profit. So I really like how we've been doing it lately. I've been really limiting it down to like 2 to 4, and it's really been, helping out a lot, and it's been super consistent and super great over there. So I'm excited to keep that going. Anyways, have a great night, y'all. Use code GREENLIGHT on PrizePicks to get 100% match up to $100 for your first time deposit. If you haven't played PrizePicks before, go do that. And thank you guys for joining me as always. I'm out. Peace.